Hi there, so welcome back to another vlog video. Today will be a vlog about a few different subjects. I had originally planned to have a solo cover video done for this week, but unfortunately I didn't have it done and ready in time, so I thought I'll do another vlog video for now. And also I had talked about doing Jackson Guitars collection, my own collection next, but I thought I'll do something else just because I'd done the last vlog about my custom V, so instead of always being about guitars, I'll touch on some other subjects. So the first thing that had happened is I was working on my new solo cover video. I was working on the backing track, and as I was recording everything, I just finished recording all the guitar work, and I had realized that I hadn't changed the strings on my guitar, and I hadn't changed them in a very long time. And I thought, you know what, I maybe should change the strings, but they're actually were still in pretty good shape. And then I had to think about it. And I hadn't changed the strings on this guitar since probably February. Now, I was working with this guitar here, which is my main guitar. If anybody's seen me with Syryn, this is my Jackson USA. It is my main guitar. It is also the guitar I practice the most with. So I probably practice at least 10 hours a week with this guitar, and I realized that I hadn't changed the strings on this since before the last gig we played back in March 1st. So I thought, oh boy, maybe I should change strings, but they're still in fairly good shape. So I wanted to talk about that. I love S.I.T strings, and now I realize just how good this string company really is. So before I started with S.I.Ts, probably since in my teens, I had actually been playing Dean Markley Blue Steel strings, and I played those religiously for probably about a good 15 years. And what had started happening about 5-6 years ago is they were getting harder to find. A lot of stores weren't really carrying them anymore, or they would have them basically on clearance. So I had to start experimenting with other string companies. Particularly, I tried Ernie Balls, but I found that they would lose their brilliance fairly quick. The one reason why I like the Blue Steels is that I could, because I do practice a lot for hours on end, I like the strings to last a fairly long time and keep that brilliance and that tone, and those strings had always done that. And I tried Ernie Balls, and I had tried another, I think, D'Addario's, and I found they just didn't last very long. So before I started playing Blue Steels, I had also tried some of the cheaper brands back then. And I'm talking the early 90s as well. And I remember I used to break strings fairly easily. And then Blue Steels were the ones that came along and I wouldn't break strings. So I had never once broke a string live using Blue Steel. So I wanted to make sure I had a string brand that were just as good. And since I started on with WB Gear, big thanks to them hooking me up, is that I have never broken a string on stage using S.I.Ts. And I have been playing them now for, oh boy, over a year now. I've played, I don't know, maybe 30 to 40 gigs in that time. And yeah, they've been brilliant, and I've never had an issue, and I love them. I use a few different gauges as well. My main gauge is usually 9 to 46s. I use that for Syryn and anything half step down. Syryn we play in standard tuning, and if I play anything for Raged, we play in drop C, so I'll use a 10 to 52. And then about the only other gauge, I'll use 9 to 42s just on my Stratocaster in standard tuning. Those are my string gauges that I use. So I love S.I.Ts. They're bloody awesome. I love them to death. So also, as I was preparing my latest solo cover video, I've decided it will probably be the last one I will be doing, just because since the whole COVID-19 thing, so many guitar players at home doing cover videos, YouTube is now saturated to death with solo videos, guitar solo videos, that it's like, why bother even adding to that anymore? There's nothing special about what I'll do differently. So this last one that I'm working on right now is actually another one of my favorite solos. Another dime bag one, so that one I will be posting next, more than likely, and then that'll probably be the last one. So besides that, you'll probably get vocal covers coming on now. So with the vocal covers, I want to say big thanks to the people that are supporting me and gave me some kind words of encouragement, mostly via Facebook. It was reassuring that some people were actually saying that they've seen me improve in my vocals. So that's really reassuring feeling that I'm in the right direction going forward, and that I'm going to continue working on my vocals, especially since my new solo stuff is going to be, you know, more vocal oriented music as well. The first EP I had done back in 2016 was just instrumental, and I'd always said that if I was going to do another solo album, I'd actually do with vocals, and I had thought that I would want to do the vocals myself. That way it truly is more of a solo act. And then also in the arrangement and the way I was writing for this solo material is that I envisioned that if I played it live, it would be just as a 3-piece. So myself doing main vocals, playing guitar, and then also just having a bass player and a drummer, because the logistics of a 3-piece is fairly easy to work with. And of course, being, you know, a solo act, I wanted to be the only guitar player as well. So the songs are really based that way. They're a little bit more just rock oriented, somewhat Pantera based. I'll say the riffs are a lot like big influence from Pantera, maybe a bit of Zakk Wylde in there. And of course, Jerry Cantrell is one of my favorite singer-songwriters from Alice in Chains. So it's probably some influence of that in there. So, but now this brings up another topic, is that is it worth doing albums anymore? So I had watched recently a clinic with Ola Englund, who I regularly watch on YouTube, and he had done a seminar, and he was talking about how the album format is dying, and that in today's world, that the singles approach is more the way to go. So it kind of has gotten me thinking in that aspect that I'm not sure if I'm going to release a solo album now. Not right now anyway. What I am thinking is I might just release singles, and maybe once I have released a certain number, maybe 6 or so, then I will release as an EP package. Because I do have a couple of my fans that were actually asking, they want a physical CD copy. But for me right now, I think I will probably just do singles, more or less just post them to YouTube. I don't even know if I'll do Spotify. I'll probably wait until I have the whole album's worth, and then I'll release probably on Spotify and go that route. But for now, I am probably just going to release singles. I've got 3 strong songs that are almost finished writing-wise, that I will probably just record the 3 for the guitars in the bass now, and then as the lyrics and the vocals come and complete, then I will release 1 or 2 here as I go over the next, hopefully in the next few weeks or so. Maybe I'll release the first one. We'll see how it goes. Because besides my solo stuff, I am concentrating also on Raged. So Chad, also known as Max Rage, we've had some material for a long time that we need to complete. I just have to get off my butt and finish some lyrics, but I am also working on my vocals. So I am working on a more distorted vocal style, as they say in the Zen of Screaming, putting more heat on my voice. So I've been working on that technique. But in the meantime, I will be releasing soon a cover vocal video. Actually, it'll be of both Max Rage and myself doing a cover video. So I just have to finish the vocals. We actually recorded all the guitars last year, as well as Max's solo. So I'm going to complete that soon. I just got to do the vocals. I'm going to redo my solo, redo the bass. I wasn't really happy with the bass, how it had recorded last year. And in the meantime, I have a new bass now that I'm going to record with that's set up for drop C. So hopefully that'll sound better. So I'll release that probably soon. And also, I'm mostly concentrated on vocals for the next while, besides playing in Syryn. So Syryn is still going. We're hoping to get going back to rehearsing again soon. We did want to write another album, so that'll come. That'll come soon. I'm just hoping that we can start playing gigs again soon, especially now post-pandemic, and we're still in phase 1. I think, they're going to start loosening the restrictions soon, so hopefully that'll make things easier. But at this point, I don't know when we're going to play again, but I do miss the band. I miss my bandmates, and I'm looking forward to seeing them I haven't seen them since we played our last gig on March 1st, and that's a long time to go without seeing pretty much your family, because we are family, and I do miss them. And it's affected me somewhat too, you know. I've been a bit depressed, a bit down, just because, you know, there's so much uncertainty right now in the world that it's given me even a little additional anxiety. I already suffer from some anxiety, and it's just made it bloody worse now. So for the meantime, hopefully by next week I will have a solo cover video, probably my last one. And then maybe following that, either I'll do that vlog on my Jackson Guitars collection, or maybe you'll have that Raged cover video. All right, so also for those that were asking about Raged and what Raged is my side project with Chad, also known as Max Rage, that we've been trying to put a project together for a long time, and it's been mostly music that him and I have been writing. We've been putting riffs together, and what people might not know is him and I actually first started playing together back when we were 17 and played our first gig together in our hometown of Sault Ste. Marie. And back then, I actually was the front man for mostly Slayer cover band. We did have a Sepultura song in there as well as an original. We played live only the one time, and I winged it as a vocalist, right? And I did my best, but I always said if we were going to do this again, I'd want to take it a little more seriously. So that's why I've taken 6 months of training now, vocal training with an actual vocal coach, and I've actually now been working with these Zen of Screaming DVDs to try to get the voice to where I want it and where I feel it should be. So that is a bit of the backstory, and we're planning on getting this project off the ground after, you know, post-COVID. It's just we're going to have to find a drummer and a bass player. I have a specific drummer in mind that I'd like to play, and I hope he takes the role. But as far as, you know, the writing, most of the music is going to be written by Chad and I. So I am looking forward to getting some of the Raged material out. Some of it's pretty darn heavy. The name Rage will definitely suit that music. I just got to make sure I got the right voice for it, which I am working on. So the music's killer already. If you want a snippet of what it might sound like musically, just go to our Instagram. There's a few little teasers on there. And if you can get your support, that'd be awesome as well. Please subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. I will try to keep doing videos every week. And there's going to be some stuff going down the wire here hopefully soon with Syryn. I'm hoping that we get some gigs going. I'm hoping that the festival that we're supposed to play in Vancouver, that was supposed to be last April, hopefully will be has been postponed to September, and I'm hoping that we definitely get to play that one. So I definitely can't wait to get back on the stage again, but at the same time I can't wait to get some new music out too, be it my solo stuff, Raged, or Syryn. Got to keep playing with the music, got to keep it going, got to keep creative, right? So anyway, till next time, shred on.